And so many eye rolls. Oh my
We,
God.
it's like you roll your eyes a lot, and I sigh a lot.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. I mean, it's who we are. It's who we are.
It is. I'm exasperated. We're both exasperated in our own ways. Hi!
Hi.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Star Stories and Life, the show where we talk about stars, stories, and life. It's me, Emma,
Shinjini.
and we're going to be starting with our readings right away. Let's do this.
Definitely. So this week we are entering some really interesting places. So as we know that, so I'll be giving let me check the calendar. So I will be giving the reading of this week, but until like Sunday, right? So today we are recording on the 16th of June.
Yes.
And this is until like the 21st, 22nd, almost a week, right? So that's the recording of. And a lot is already happening in this week. So 2 days after this, on the 18th, we are going to have Mercury retrograde in Cancer. One of the most exciting times we've been waiting for. I mean, 5 planets were already retrograde, and this is definitely the one that we were waiting for. So yeah, it's going to happen in a couple of days. However, I would point it out that Mars, so like Mars goes retrograde 3-4 times a year. So the first retrograde we had this year was in Pisces, I think in around April. And yes, it was a hard time for all of us. It sucked, it killed, it stabbed, it did everything that it could, right? Whenever, like, how we all felt. It was like when you hold down a baby, when it doesn't want to be held down, and then it cries and throws tantrums, and it will be so violent. Like I felt like the Mercury retrograde in Pisces was like that. However, it's not going to be that bad. This Mercury retrograde in Cancer is going to be, I wouldn't say it's a breeze, because when Mercury goes retrograde, we know that communication stops, right? Or it's delayed, or we make these mistakes like these, on a small scale, it's just a typo. You sending a dick pic to your grandmom or something like that. So that's on a small scale, right? So be careful with your dick pics. And on a larger scale, it could be miscommunication, right? Not only sending the wrong email, but your message not being understood by the other person, those kinds of things, So, but Mercury going retrograde in Cancer will not only be just about communication, it will manifest in home, because Cancer is about the home, it's about the mother. So what the possible things that can happen, or you can feel a lot of feelings, definitely everything will be about feelings. So one thing could be that you are feeling really homesick if you don't live with your parents, if you don't live with your family. You might be feeling really homesick, you might be thinking about your home a lot, you might be missing your home, your mom. um, you can also feel like doing some renovations at home, like making some changes at home, which you can, but expect delays, expect things not to maybe go your way, especially if it's something absolutely new, right? For example, like your fridge stopped working and you fix it. That's okay, right? But if it's like something completely new, like you're, I don't know, like building a new thing, you might want to do that, but there could be some delays, there could be some obstacles there. So yes, you can miss home. Things might not go so well at home, like things might stop working unexpectedly. So keep a lookout on all of that. We can be careless at home too. We can be careless with people at home too. Like we can be really irritable, and like maybe your mom asked you to pass the remote and you just like yelled at her for no reason. So stuff like that. So I would say just be careful with those things. Like you might feel irritable, so take care of yourself. Really take care of your emotions, write them down, do a lot of meditation, be home as much as possible, take care of yourself basically. And forgive yourself if you make a mistake. Like, yeah, you yelled at your mom, say sorry to her. That's going to be okay. If you miss home, talk to your parents, talk to people back from home, So, of course, these are going to be trying times when it comes to your home, when it comes to your feelings, when it comes to your feelings about your mom. Yeah, they'll come back if you've not resolved them. So I would say be careful of that. Try to be self-aware. Try to take care of yourself as much as possible. And if things go wrong, it's okay. You can fix it. You have all the tools to fix it. So then after the Mercury retrograde, we will be moving into the eclipse. So as you guys know, that we are already in the eclipse season. We already had the lunar eclipse on June 5th. I think it was in Sagittarius. And now we are going to have the Cancer solar eclipse on June 21st. So what is a solar eclipse? It's a new moon, but it's a jacked up new moon, which means a lot of new beginnings, right? But to make space for new beginnings, things have to end. So, and it's happening in Cancer. I guess you can do the math with that. Definitely a lot of things are going to be weeded out when it comes to your home and feelings. Especially Cancerians out there whose rising sign is Cancer, or maybe their sun sign is Cancer. I would say yes, you'll definitely be feeling a whole lot more so than other people probably, especially when it comes to your identity, your personality, how people look at you, how they perceive you, even probably your physical appearance. There's a lot of changes happening. Basically who you are, you're questioning yourself right now. Who are you? Who do you want to become? All of these questions are coming right now in the forefront, and we have to tackle them, right? We can't just be like, no, I'm just going to close my eyes and it's going to go away. It's not going to go away. So yes, Cancerians out there, you might be feeling it a little too strongly. The water signs also may be feeling a little too strongly than other people. So at the end, I would say that to know exactly how you'll be affected personally, look at your birth chart where Cancer is. So check where your Cancer is, like which house your Cancer is, which house it is in, and where your moon is. Okay, so if you look at these things, you'll be able to kind of have an idea where exactly this will affect you personally. But very generally speaking, this is definitely a time of transformation. This is definitely a time of letting go and a time of making space for the new. And taking care of yourself, of your feelings. Because one thing I've noticed is like so astrology is it's not fatalistic, right? At least I don't think so. There's fate, there's this combination of fate, and there's and there's free will, right? It works both ways. So you might have very similar birth chart, with someone, right? And you're like, well, it's affecting me more than this person, right? Let's say that you're a Cancer rising and your friend is also a Cancer rising. And you're like, well, yeah, I mean, Mercury is going retrograde in my house, or the solar eclipse is happening in my house. And yeah, but I'm okay with change. I've been planning this for a while. But why is my other Cancer rising friend is losing her shit. It's because we are all in different paths when it comes to learning our lessons, right? So you might be like a really self-aware person. You might be, taking these breadcrumbs that the universe is leaving, and you're picking them up like fortune cookies. You're breaking them open, you're reading it, and you're trying to make the most of your life as much as possible. You're trying to learn, you're trying to apply things. But your Cancer rising friend, other Cancer rising friend, is not really into that. They have a different attitude towards life, maybe because of other things. And when they are feeling these emotions, when things are not going well at their home, they're complaining and they're losing their shit, right? But you are not, although it's kind of like the same thing that's happening with you, right? So that's where free will comes in. So I would say, if you have never dealt with your emotions before, and it's like your first time, I would say deal with them. Because if you deal with them now, the next time Mercury goes retrograde in Cancer or in a water sign, everybody else is going to fall apart. You won't, right? So that's what I'm trying to. So use your free will. You can't, maybe, if there is such thing as fate, right? Which I think is, something that we create. That is very subconscious, very unconscious, very underworld. But free will is our conscious world. Free will is our conscious mind. So control that, take power over that. And no matter how the unconscious mind manifests itself to you, you have the tools to deal with them. So yes, that's how I would like to end this week's forecast. What do you have, Emma? What are the spirits saying?
What the cards have to say. Let's hope it's close or not as bad. So we're going to start with love, and we have, interestingly enough, something that we hardly ever get when we're pulling out cards. We have
not a sword.
It's not a sword. It's a major arcana card. It's the Chariot. Let me see if I can get a good picture of her.
I can see the Chariot. It's a pretty girl.
Yeah, it's a pretty girl on top of a chariot. So the Chariot. Yeah, this is a nice deck. Once again, we're using Mystic Mondays.
Yay.
I have very few decks, and this is so the Chariot, if I can find it. I'm cheating once again because honestly, energy I do not have. So the Chariot, we have it in normal, non-reversed, whatever that word is.
Thank you. Upright.
Upright is the word. See, brain not working. Just, it's not. This is the card of like control and victory in love. What could this mean? Well, yeah, those people who had lost control over the last couple of weeks, because the past couple of weeks it's been just life is out of control. Things are just not going the way it is. Things are being revealed. This week, control is going to be creeping its way on in. You're going to settle. You're going to be like, okay, I kicked the guy out. It's better now. That's like, you're going to feel the change, and it's going to be positive. Whatever change it is that you made.
That's great.
During this quarantine. It will feel that way. Whether it is that way or not, that still has to be seen. Depends on what you did. Let's see. Next we'll have finances. It is the Moon. Another major arcana card. And this time it's inverted.
Oh, yeah.
Interestingly, the Moon is one of those cards that isn't 100% negative when it's inverted. It's a lot about, releasing fear. It is a bit about confusion and being unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
with your financial situation. I mean, who isn't unhappy with their financial situation? But I think this basically means we're getting into a place of normacy. So those people who don't have jobs right now, they're going to be getting jobs over the next couple of weeks. So, your financial place is going to start stabilizing. So
This is really interesting you said that, because you know how Venus is in retrograde, right?
Yeah.
And Venus is the planet of money, possessions, value, love. Venus is going direct towards the end of this month. So I don't think it's not a coincidence that you picked out the moon card.
Yeah.
When we have such a huge moon thing going on right now, with the eclipses and all these major events happening in Cancer, and finances coming into some form of normalcy, because Venus is going to go direct in July.
Yeah, I'm not when thinking upon it and looking at it, it's I'm not saying that we're going to get back to where we were. It's
that's never gonna
likely
happen.
that what we're feeling will be normal. Like where we're at or where we'll be is going to be where our normal will now be, basically. So if you're going to be making less for the foreseeable future, that's just the way it's going to be. If you got a raise because you changed jobs, great for you, I guess.
So it's like an acceptance,
it's an
mode of acceptance. Like, okay, this is how it's going to be right now. So I guess I just have to get my shit together.
Yeah, basically. So, health. So we have a sword for health. Luckily,
what's happening with the woman?
Oh,
is that
she's
a
getting
woman?
Stabbed many times in the back.
Oh wow.
Focus, jeez.
Yeah, the focus is over there.
Yeah. The background was blurring it. So this is the Nine of Swords, and it's reversed. The Nine of Swords, when upright, it's a lot about depression and stuff like that. So inverted, it's not any better, but a little bit. It's more of like being hopeless.
Wow.
Which is not the same as depressed. Our health is not
because it's worse.
It's worse. I think there's going to be a very slight unveiling for a large number of people. So, remember we were talking earlier where people are like, oh, it was getting better, we can go out, and then it's going to get worse. People are going to start seeing that it never got better. It's just been going, and that is going to crush a lot of people. So we're going to be seeing bad things. If you can see when it's no matter which way you see it, she's getting stabbed, and a lot.
Yeah, basically a stabbed woman.
It's a stabbed woman, and it's just hopelessness, severe depression. It's all the bad words, including torment is in there for fun. So when it comes to the global, or even if I just am focusing on the US health-wise, it's not going to be very good. For all we know, allergy season is going to be coming up as well.
Yeah, a lot of it's not like the other diseases are taking a break, No. It's not like, oh, you know what, COVID-19 is is the star of the show right now, and he's doing his thing. We'll just take a vacation right now. That's not what's happening.
It's likely that a lot of people are going to be feeling allergies. Maybe we'll be seeing a lot of onset hay fever, and these are things that feel like the symptoms we are told of COVID. So it's likely that that's where a lot of like the hopelessness and depression is going to come in, because you're going to be like, oh no, I'm going to die, and it's just a hay fever. like it's just a cold. You'll be fine. Like this time it's just a cold. You know.
Right.
So that might be what we're going to be seeing. There's going to be a lot of tormented people out there, so my suggestion is we got to reach out to our friends if we see that they're in a particular state. Because, Mercury, yay fun, is coming into retrograde, so that might also not be helping things.
Yeah, Mercury is going to be retrograde in Cancer for a while. I think, I can't remember, but it's like until July, I guess. Okay, I have the dates. Let me check. Yeah, so retrograde begins on June 18th, ends on July 11th, but the shadow period is until July 26th. So
I'm going to pull a card that's just for Mercury retrograde. What are we getting? Oh, all right. We have the Seven of Cups.
Okay.
Cups are usually decently positive.
Yeah.
Most of the time. So the Seven of Cups, we have fantasy, illusions, being wishful, being happy, these kinds of things. So it's possible that when it comes to, because this was pulled just for like retrograde, are we going to be thinking it's going to be something it's not?
Yes, there's definitely a lot of illusion, because retrogrades, when there are retrogrades, things are not as they seem.
Yes.
Right? So if Mercury is retrograde, communication is not as it seems. When Venus is retrograde, love is not as it seems. So retrogrades are usually phases of illusion, delusion, hidden stuff. And yeah, all of them become clear right after the retrograde is over.
So this card is very much the card of like imagination. And so it's possible that many people will have to start thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
For the solutions. So that's a suggestion from the cards. Think outside the box. Use your imagination, which you have forgotten about since the beginning of quarantine.
It might be an escapist thing too, right?
Yeah. I mean, if it's feeling bad now, oof.
Yeah, because I think, Neptune is in Pisces. So definitely a lot of dreaming and trying to escape reality vibes are there.
Yeah, let's try
By the way, Mars will be going retrograde soon too. In Aries.
Okay.
We'll talk about that when it happens.
Yeah, that's
like Venus will get out of retrograde and Mars will go retrograde in Aries, because that's what we need, right?
Exactly. That's exactly what we need.
The sighing begins.
The sighing begins. So that's what we have for our readings for this week. And even though they're pretty grim and, not that great, we have to look at it, on the positive side. This is going to be a time of really learning about your inner self. So that's going to be good. It's going to be good. So make sure to be open for that and have tissues and a piece of paper on hand so you can write it down.
I got my tissue, I got my diary, and I got my pen. I'm ready. I'm ready. All my tools are here. Time for some crying and some journaling. Exactly.
Even if it's just internal crying, you got to do the crying. Got to feel the feeling.
That's a Scorpio thing to say.
I know. Sometimes the tears don't want to come out.
They're going inside.
They go in. And you just have a waterfall of emotions on the inside. It's overwhelming. Anyway.
I'm trying to imagine that.
Waterfall of emotions on the inside?
Mm-hmm. Well.
Yes,
we have our tools, as Emma said. It's going to be rough. Not so rough as it was in a few months ago in April. But, I mean, what's new, right? What's new? Yeah, it's going to be rough. Big deal. It's not new anymore. And it's not going to get that better. But yes, I will tell you, like, if you feel like shit, think about December, okay? Think about end of December, around Christmas, the winter solstice, when Jupiter is going to meet Saturn in the sky. It's a magical time. Things are gonna look up. We'll be in the age of Aquarius. I mean, not technically, but
we're getting
the
there.
Dawn of the age of Aquarius. Just think about that, you know, like kind of like project yourself there, take yourself there, and just think of this like a moment that's gonna pass. And
yes,
yeah,
everything will pass. Remember of the things that you survived, and just know that this is one more thing you're gonna get over. Basically.
Yes. All right.
All right. So that's our reading for this week, and we hope that it helps, even if it's just a little bit.
Let us know how you're feeling with the Mercury retrograde in Cancer, the eclipse season, what's happening with you, how you're feeling. Are you a Cancerian sun sign or rising, or maybe you're a moon in Cancer? Definitely leave your comments below, and maybe we'll reply to you.
Yeah, we probably will.
We probably will. We are really nice.
Like the attention.
We're really nice people. Okay.
Yes, yes.
And you can also follow us on Instagram, Star Stories and Life. You can also write us email, starstoriesandlife@gmail.com. All of those details will be in the description box. So follow us, write to us, comment, and we love it. Okay, so do that, and we will reply.
I will always be supporting you.
And you'll always be supporting me.
Exactly. So we'll see everybody next week.
Yes. Bye. Oh.
Bye. Let's see why.